Hello Slaters! Slaters, I hope you all are learning a lot about storing water from our 5th lesson. Storing water in our homes is important as we do not get water for the entire day from the municipal water department for drinking and using. We store the supplied water in overhead tanks, underground tanks, buckets and drums. For drinking, we use earthen pots or pots made from brass or copper. Now Slaters, we all understood about rainwater harvesting in our last session. But where does rain come from? Slaters, the amount of water on our planet remains the same. This is because water keeps on recycling itself. Water is an amazing element on earth which can exist in all 3 states of matter. Solid in the form of ice, liquid in the form of water and gas in the form of water vapor. This recycling of water is called water cycle. Let's understand more about this from the textbook. Slaters, please turn to page number 92. Ready? Place your finger on the text as we read. Water cycle. We know that most of the water on earth comes from rain. But how do we get rain? Water in the oceans, seas, rivers and lakes get heated up by the sun and changes into water vapor. Water vapor rises up in the sky. There it comes in contact with cool air and forms tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets join together to form clouds. On further cooling, these water droplets get bigger and fall down on the earth as rain. Rainwater flows back into the oceans, seas, rivers and lakes. Then it goes up again as water vapor and the cycle continues. The process of water changing into water vapor on heating and then back into water on cooling is called the water cycle. This process goes on continuously in nature. Slaters, underline the word vapor. V-A-P-O-U-R, vapor. It means particles of moisture suspended in air and visible as smoke or clouds. Now Slaters, you all must have seen in your homes that when you cover a vessel which contains something hot and then when you check the lid of this vessel after some time, you can find tiny droplets of water which roll down as you lift the lid. This is exactly what happens in water cycle. Earth has been recycling water for over 4 billion years. The water cycle involves processes like evaporation, condensation, precipitation and collection. The water from lakes, rivers and ponds evaporate gradually and slowly due to heat from the sun. Evaporation is the process by which water turns into gas called water vapor. The rate or speed of evaporation depends on various factors like amount of water, the surface area and the amount of wind or heat applied to the water. In nature, the evaporation from water bodies happens slowly and continuously. As the water vapor rises high in the sky, it comes in contact with the cool air. These turn into water droplets. This is called condensation. These droplets form clouds and once they are heavy and big, they fall down on the earth in the form of rain. This is called precipitation. Rain again fills up all the lakes, rivers and ponds. Wow, such an amazing, continuous, life-giving cycle it is. So Slaters, we all understood that water has been recycling since many years on our planet. but still we are facing problems of water shortage. Can you all tell me why is it so? Correct. Although the water is getting recycled on our planet, we are continuously polluting our freshwater resources like lakes, ponds and rivers. We do this by bathing in these water bodies, by bathing our cattle and by dumping waste. The plastic bags which we use also turn up into these water bodies and harm the aquatic animals. So Slaters, let's pledge on using eco-friendly ways of living our lives. This we can do by practicing simple things like using a cloth bag instead of a plastic bag, by planting more trees, by using correct ways of disposing waste, by using the green mantra of reduce, recycle and reuse. We should water plants with the leftover water from washing vegetables, fruits and dals. We should clean our outside areas with the leftover water from washing clothes. We should not keep the water tap on while brushing our teeth. So Slaters, I am sure you all will follow these simple things and keep our surroundings clean and green. We will conserve our environment and also prevent issues like water shortage and loss of species. Now Slaters, let's work on the textbook exercise and check our understanding of the lesson. Slaters, please turn to page number 93. Ready? Let's look at bit A. Here we have to mark the statements as true or false. The first one is, we must keep stored drinking water covered. Slaters, should we do this? Yes, we should. This helps in preventing recontamination of water and loss of water through evaporation. So mark the statement as true. The second one is, when water is heated, it changes into water vapor. Slaters, we learned from the lesson that water is present on our planet in three forms: solid in the form of ice, liquid in the form of water, and gas in the form of vapor. When water is heated, the molecules of water gain energy and escape out in the form of water vapor. So mark the statement as true. The third one is, rainwater harvesting will increase the problem of water shortage. Slaters, do you think this is true? Does rainwater harvesting increase or decrease the problem of water shortage? Correct. It decreases the problem of water shortage as we collect and store this water for later use. So mark this statement as false. The fourth one is, water cycle is a continuous process. Slaters, we know that continuous process means something that goes on without stopping. Water cycle has been going on since many years and still continues to work in the same way. Therefore, it makes it a continuous process. So mark the statement as true. Now let's check bit B. Here we have to select the correct answer from the given options and write them in the given blank. The first one is, in cities, water for later use is stored in dash. The options are rivers, overhead tanks, or special tubs. So Slaters, we know that in cities, people often use overhead tanks for continuous supply of water. So write the answer overhead tanks in the given blank. The second one is, collecting rainwater for everyday use is called dash. The options are rainwater harvesting, water cycle, or water vapor. Slaters, rainwater collection is also known as rainwater harvesting. So write this answer in the given blank. The third one is most of the water on earth comes from dash. The options are rivers, overhead tanks or rain. Slaters, we know that the main source of water is rain. The rivers get filled up after rainfall. These natural resources of water are used for supplying water to all of us. So write the answer rain in the given blank. Now let's check bit C. Here you have to answer the given questions. The first one is give any two reasons for water shortage. Slaters, water shortage means getting less amounts of water for use. We understood from the lesson that increased wastage and pollution of water has resulted in water shortage. The second question is, how should we store water? Slaters, we learned from the lesson that it is important to store water wisely. We should store water in clean containers and should keep them covered so that the water does not get dirty. Covering water containers also prevents water from getting evaporated. Slaters, you all can refer to page number 92, third paragraph to write the answer of this question. The third question is, what is rainwater harvesting? Slaters, we learned that rainwater harvesting is a method for collecting and storing rainwater. People use buckets, drums and underground tanks to collect rainwater. This water is filtered and then used for bathing, cleaning and watering the plants. Slaters, you can refer to page number 92, paragraph under rainwater harvesting to write the answer of this question. The fourth question is, how does water cycle occur in nature? Slaters, we understood that water cycle is a continuous process. The process of water changing into water vapor on heating and back to water on cooling is called water cycle. It occurs in the following way. Water from oceans, seas, rivers and lakes get heated up by the sun and change into water vapor. Water vapor rises up in the sky where it comes in contact with cool air and forms tiny droplets of water. These tiny droplets of water together form the clouds. On further cooling, these droplets become bigger and heavier. They fall down on earth as rain. This rainwater again fills up the rivers, oceans, lakes and ponds. Slaters, you can refer to page 92 under the heading of water cycle to write the answer of this question. Now let's look at bit D. Think and answer. Here there are three activities given and we need to find out which activity takes the longest time for evaporation. So Slaters, for this we have to know what is evaporation. The process by which water turns into gas due to wind or heat is called evaporation. Speaking in a very simple language, we usually say that water has dried off. So this drying of water is nothing but evaporation. Let's check the three activities given here. The first one is wipe the blackboard with a wet cloth. Second one is moisten your handkerchief and put it on your desk. The third one is pour some water in a clean bowl at the end of the school day. Leave it in the classroom. Check the level of water the next day. Slaters, you can all try doing this in your homes too. There are three things which affect the rate of evaporation or the speed of evaporation. First is the amount of water. Second, the surface area. Third, heat or wind applied to the water. So among all of these three, the last activity will take the longest time as the amount of water in the bowl is more in quantity. So Slaters, with this we finish our 5th lesson. I hope you all enjoyed and learned many important things about storing water and conserving our natural resource of water. We also learned where the rain comes from and how we can store rainwater through rainwater harvesting. I would like you all to go through the lesson exercise one more time. I will meet you in the next session with a new lesson. Till then, keep learning. Thank you.